All right, so wow. All right, this is a badass move here from Urdung. He wants to make a statement here. He's gonna go play 3 races in 3 games. He's gonna go for a Zerg play here. This is the last game, so it's a must-win for both of them. But he's gonna play off race and beat Zerg. He did say that basically Tourn was his worst race. That his Zerg's better than Tourn. So let's see how his Zerg does. Heartbreak Ridge here. I think Heartbreak Ridge is a pretty good map for Zerg. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's actually pretty good for Zerg. I'm thinking about it. You can pick up those 3 bases pretty securely against a Protoss player, but he is playing off race. So that could give Debonaire the advantage he needs. And I really like how Debonaire, like, he doesn't have a. I think his control might be slightly worse, but I think his strategies are solid. I like the fact that he definitely has the theory down from watching his play. Basically, he's got the right build orders for most of his games. I really like that Bulldog attack at the end too. That was a very well executed attack. DTs worked well. So I mean, yeah, I think that there's a much better chance now than if they were playing a PvP on the first game, for example, where I think PvPs are just hard to play in general, and I think Urdung's very good at that. But anyway, he of course could be spectacular at Zerg too, and this is a Zerg favorite map slightly. So we'll see. Forge Fast Expand probably, yeah. Forge Fast Expand here from Debonaire. I believe I watched some of his games too. I think he might be the guy who likes to scout early and then go 12 Nexus, and I think that is him, yeah. But I don't think he's gonna be able to do that this time. This is an overpool build, so he's probably gonna go forge cannons, at least one cannon, and then Nexus. But we'll see. He could just go right into it. Hopefully not, though, because that wouldn't work too well for him. Yeah, he's gonna go forge first. Good. Alright, and this commentary was continue a little bit later. Had a little bit of problems before with the text. So anyway, we're going to see a forge, a pylon perhaps built here. We're going to see the probe from Debonaire just blocking the drone here. So nice work by Debonaire, once again abusing the Bisu-like habits here of the probe. I gotta say, this is a nice probe micro here as we see the pylon being put down. Nice work there from Debonaire. Sound is off for the remainder of this game, unfortunately, because we had a little bit of by the way, trying to figure out how to do this, as I've probably said in previous commentaries, but it took me literally probably 5 or 6 hours previously to come up with the right combination of programs to be able to record all this video at higher quality and at the same time be able to stream it on Ustream and at the same time have background sounds and a possibility of a multi-commentary. So basically it involves quite a lot of complicated stuff that isn't complicated, but just took a while to figure out. As you see, I'm adjusting stuff here. This was all actually in the past because there was a bit of ventrilo lag actually. For those of you who are interested in how this is done, basically you have to have, even for a single commentary, you have to have 2 computers. One computer is the computer that's actually doing the streaming, and it has to be a pretty powerful computer. It listens on Ventrilo. It sits in a Ventrilo channel, and it broadcasts what it hears. So it hears both the game sounds and what is being said on Ventrilo. At the same time, it also records, using a different program, Camtasia, what it sees and what it hears. So the Ustream broadcaster slash program called Webcam Max is doing the streaming. Camtasia is just doing the recording. And oh, look at this! We've got ourselves a pylon in the back of the natural expansion here for Urdung. Urdung playing off race, and so far he is slightly in trouble here. He's also gone for a it looks like, oh, a Ling possible attack there, Ling attack, but that completely failed. 4 Zerglings going down there pretty quickly. And now he's in a bit of trouble once these cannons come in. So he is probably going to go for a double expand. I certainly hope for his case that he is. But so far he's actually gone 2-hatch lair. And he's also transferring too many drones there. Perhaps a little bit of a mistake there. He doesn't have a lot of drones. He's gone 2-hatch lair. And with a second gas, of course, as you see here. So that is a kind of a rare build. Generally, we don't see that in Protoss versus Zerg anymore. It generally means Mutalisks. This is going to be a heavy Mutalisk build here to start off with. Uh-oh, looks like he knows what's going on. One drone goes down, but the gas can continue to be mined. So the limitation of this build, of course, is the fact that Urdung has a third base there on top. So unlike a real two-base build, he can actually mine from two bases for quite a long time in safety. And that means it's really not going to affect his economy so much until the mid game or the mid late game when he's going to want that third base back and he can just kill off those cannons. On the other hand, it might just upset like the balance of the game a little bit, just in terms of his balance rather, what he expects and his priorities in the game. He might make a mistake or whatever. By the way, I've actually gotten a chance to read Professor Nemu, or Nemu, his name's Alan, from Berkeley, who taught the StarCraft class. I've actually managed to read his course book. I've gotten a copy of it. It is some fascinating stuff, and this was commentated actually after our presentation on Sunday of that weekend. So that was certainly fascinating. Watching him present all the different theoretical aspects of StarCraft. You should try to contact him directly if you want to ask more about it. But it's just really some fascinating stuff that he makes into a rather serious applied math class, or basically a logic class. And it's fascinating because someone who didn't know this game at all could still do quite well in the class, learn a lot about it, and apply it to more than just the game. So my hat's completely off to Nemu, even though I don't wear hats very often. And to UC Berkeley, of course, for allowing that kind of class. Anyway, we've got ourselves a second gas. It's mining pretty heavily. I think the probe may have seen it already, the second scouting probe. Excuse me. And we're going to see how this goes here. I'm not sure if, I'm not sure if Nemu's going to be, I'm sorry, Proteus is going to be ready for this. It's not Proteus, Debonaire, rather. Sorry about that. Too many Protosses, obviously, and the final. More than 2 in 3 is too much, and I'm glad that Urdung has decided to play off race, kind of a gutsy move here, especially because the first place prize is pretty big. There is a pretty expensive Razer mouse on the line. I'm actually not sure if Urdung knows about that. Urdung, by the way, you guys need to watch the last CSL game. You absolutely need to. This